What's going on, everyone? Chase here, and today I want to talk about how you can get started with GSA so you can bring in leads starting today that want to pay you for your services. Now, if you've never used robots to send messages before, I think you're going to be very excited about how this works. It's a little bit complicated to set up, but once you have it set up, it will run for you and send messages while you sleep, and it'll generate you leads while you sleep. So, first of all, let's talk about how to just set up the tool. Step one, head over to the links in the description of this video and you can grab the tools through the links. Once you grab the tools, you're basically going to just run them on your computer. We're going to be using, for this video, GSA Website Contact and GSA Captcha Breaker. And I am running a private server here. You can see this is my actual computer, and this is a server in Los Angeles. Up to you on whether or not you want to run this on your main computer or not, but I would recommend running it on a server so that way you could shut down your computer and still have this running in the background. Now, once you have this tool set up on your computer and downloaded, they're going to ask you to register it with the registration code you get through your email, and then you're going to register it and click on new project in advance, and you're just going to call this test. Now you can see I already have a lot of projects in here. So if I go to them, you can see each of them have about 1 million sites loaded in. And all of these are websites that have contact forms on them. And the idea here is we want to send messages through a website's contact form so that we can get a hold of the website owner. So if I double click on this here, you can see this is the keyword that I'm going to be finding websites for if I want to scrape my own websites. But before I do that, I want to make sure my proxies are turned on, and I add my proxies in here. I'll leave links to what I recommend for your proxies. And then I can start scraping, or I can add my own custom lists. Here you can see I have about 14 million contact forms already pre-built. I'll show you where to get these as well. But if you don't want to buy the pre-built lists, you can just go ahead and start scraping your own keywords. Now, if you want to go for local businesses, which is what a lot of people ask me about, you would type in something like chiropractor, click on OK, and then you would go to add cities, states to keyword, and then we're going to go and find all the US states, but I could choose other countries as well. And then I could start selecting all of the cities around the US just by clicking on all of them. And I don't know why they make the browser so small because I can barely see anything. But once I click through all of the different states and cities in the US, I can begin scraping websites for these different topics. And all that this is going to do is it's going to find the different cities. It's going to take the keyword I put there, which is chiropractor, and it's going to put the cities that it has at the end of that topic. Now I can add more topics in there as well if I want to. If I click on add, I could also add dentists and whatever else I want, but that should be good for now. And then let me go ahead and configure my proxies here. Okay, we're good. You can see they're all working. I have about 760 proxies, but that's because I like to go very fast. And if you don't know what that means, let me just show you in a second. Let's click on OK. We'll click on Start. And let me set these settings down just so I can show you how this works when you just run it out of the box. Click on Start. Scrape plus check. And now this will start looking for websites that have contact forms. So if I look through here, I can see chiropractor, Leroy, Washington, Lancaster. It's just getting all the different cities in the US. So far, we have 8 contact forms that we found. Now, if I go to options here while this is running, I can go to miscellaneous and I can start cranking the settings depending on how many proxies I'm using. So the general rule of thumb is you want about 5 to 10 threads per proxy. So if you get about 10 proxies, you can assume to run 50 to 100 threads. if you get about 100 to 200 proxies, and I would say 200 proxies is about the perfect amount if you really want to go really fast. And then you can run anywhere between, let's say, 500 to 1,000 threads. You don't want to go above that because then you're going to start crashing the tool. So let me just show you. You can see how fast it's running here with only 10 threads. Basically, that would be 1 to 2 proxies. If I crank it up to 100, you can see how fast now it's starting to crawl these different websites. And if I crank it up to 1,000, because I'm running a lot of proxies, now it's going to go blazing fast. It's going so fast you can't even see it anymore. And when this is done, let me actually just pull this up in real time so you can see it. These are all the websites that or all the things that we're scraping here. Once this is done, I can stop it, and then I could start sending messages. Now, when it comes to scraping, I wouldn't necessarily recommend that you use GSA. Scrapebox is actually better for scraping. GSA is better for sending, so you wouldn't want to send contact forms through Scrapebox. I'm not going to do a video on Scrapebox today, but if you want me to do a separate video on Scrapebox, I can. But again, you can see we have 180 contact pages that we can start sending messages to. Then we can start specifying our message, first name, last name, subject, message, everything we want. So I click on message here. I can say, let's just do test and test. And then I could send whatever I want here. Now, by the way, before I forget to tell you, because I totally forgot, if you want help setting this up, there's 2 options. You can join our live classes. We do them every Monday. We have a 6-week boot camp that is starting actually today. If you want to join it, all you have to do is grab our $1 trial for our software called Shinify, and then it's $27 a month after that for the light plan, and you also get included in the boot camps. And if you want me to set this up for you, you can always send me a text. I'll leave my phone number below this page. It's a little bit more expensive, but that way I can set everything up, make sure it's all running correctly, so you have this system going for you. And I'll leave a link and my phone number below this if you want to help getting set up with this. Anyways, if I click on send message here and I click on no, because I don't want to send to the only thing I have selected, I want to select send to all of them. I can click on yes. It's loading them up, and then it's going to start sending. So it's already sent 17 messages, 20, 30, and already 55 messages, so on and so on. Now, remember, you can send out millions. Like this is a project here. You can see I've sent 572,000 messages. And the leads that you get are crazy. I mean, just one of our email inboxes has 10,000 responses. Now, a lot of them are auto responses, but we also have probably a few hundred leads in there. Now, the question you might have is like, okay, well, once I get set up with this, what do I sell? What do I say? And this is the more interesting part, because it's less about, whether or not you can get leads with this system, and it's more about how do you actually go and make sales. The leads are pretty much guaranteed. I'm not going to say it's fully guaranteed because I don't like to guarantee anything. I will never guarantee anything, but I can almost guarantee with 99% certainty that you will get leads with this system. And then once you get the leads, basically what's going to happen is you're going to get a response, and somebody's going to say, yes, I'm interested in the thing you're talking about. And this is how I phrase it. When I send out messages, I say to the things that get the best responses are when I say, hey, I have this thing for free. Do you want it? So I wouldn't go for like a super long, message. I wouldn't go for like we're this company that does this thing and we're, offering this thing, and like nobody cares, right? All they want to know is what's in it for me, right? Because when you send them a message, technically you're wasting their time. So what you want to do is you want to say something like this. Hey, I have this thing for free. Do you want it? And it could be anything, right? So one of the things that we've got hundreds of leads for is, hey, I have a free marketing video for your website. Do you want it? Or, hey, I did a website report for your website. Do you want it? Sorry, I'm not writing out the whole thing here, but hey, I want to buy your website. So that's me offering them money for their website, right? And then I could buy their website and flip it or do whatever I want. Like all of these things. Hey, I have leads. I have leads for your website. All of these things are going to get crazy responses. Another one we did was, hey, I want to buy your car. We got a ton of responses for that. So now you might be wondering, well, what's the use cases for these different things? All it is lead generation, right? If you get them to respond with the word yes, then all you have to do is get them on the phone. And you have to show that you're a real person, because your ultimate goal is to go from being a random internet person that send them a message with a robot to somebody that gets on the phone and shows them that you're real and that you're providing value. And so what I recommend is go with the Costco strategy. And the Costco strategy is give out the free sample. Hey, I'll give you a free video. I'll give you a free website report, whatever. Get on the phone with them, give it to them over the phone. Don't just send it back to them in an email, because it won't work. They'll just ignore you. Because again, like when they say yes, they want to know that you're a real, they want, that means that they're interested in help with whatever you ask them, but they're also skeptical of who you are. So you got to get on the phone with them and say, hey, about that free video, I'm this person, I want to show you that I'm real. I want to give you this free video. Here it is. And then when you give it to them, you basically say, if I give you this free thing and you like it, would you be interested in paying for it later? Right? So same thing with Costco. When they give you out the free cookie, they go, hey, here's a free cookie. And if you like it, pay for it, right? At some point, buy it. So that's what we're doing. So when you craft your messages inside of here, pretty straightforward. You go into the project, submission content, go into the message, click on OK, and say, hey, I have a free cookie for you. Do you want it? They say yes. You go, great. Right? You click on send. They say, great, I want the cookie. You get on the phone. You explain on the phone that you're a real person with real cookies. Real person, real cookies. And then you give them, a discount code on the cookie. I don't know, whatever it is. You sell it, right? That's all it is. And so, but again, like the main problem that most people have is they try to get way ahead of themselves. They go, like the people that buy the DFY setup from me, done for you setup. Again, I'll just leave my number on the screen if you want to text me about it. This is my cell. You can just text me and I'll basically help you get set up with it if you want. But the people that buy my setup, which we had a lot of people buy in the last few days, what they say to me is they go, Chase, I have these cookies and I really want to sell them and they're really good. They're very tasty. I think people are going to want them. And I go, okay, well, great. But you got good cookies, but it's not about explaining to me that you have good cookies. It's about explaining that to them. And remember, it doesn't matter how good your cookies are. If you message somebody, if you message 1 million people, and let's say you get, 500 leads from that, and they all say, yes, I want to try the cookie. It's still your job to go and like all the things that, you're going to say to me or to your friend or whoever, you got to say it to them, right? You got to get them on the phone and go, look, the reason why these cookies are great is because of whatever, of X. And then if you can get on the phone with them and show them that, they're going to go, oh, wow, I really like that. I like that you're a real person. I like that you have great cookies. I want to pay you for those cookies. But the issue here is that most people, they try to jump over to this part when in reality, all they have to do is just focus right here. Start with the messaging. Just say to them, hey, I have cookies. Do you want them? Because you might think that everybody wants a certain type of cookie, right? You might say, I have these oatmeal raisin cookies. They're delicious. Do you want them? And you get no responses, right? You get like all your responses from the forms you send say, F you, go away, I don't like oatmeal, whatever, right? And then you change it and you go, okay, I have chocolate chip. And then all of a sudden, all these messages start coming in. How do I get them? Where do I try, right? So your issue right now is not actually the sales down here. It's not making the money. Everybody's trying to focus on the money. If you just get set up with this and start experimenting with sending messages, right? Just start messaging people and experiment. Okay, I have chocolate, I have raisin, I have all these different things. I have lemon. See what people like the most. See what gets the most responses. See what people get the most interested in. And then think about, okay, I want to sell this thing. But don't worry about that until you actually start getting set up with the messages, because you're going to get a lot of responses. The issue is you might get a lot of bad responses, because even though you think your products are great and your messaging is great, you might have a lot of people that disagree with you. Okay. So anyways, hopefully that makes sense. Again, I'm going to leave links to everything below. I'll leave links to the tools. I'll leave links to the proxies, the private server links, the done for you setup links, the bootcamp links if you want to join the live calls. I'll leave links to everything. But ultimately, you can always feel free to text me if you're still confused, or just leave a comment. But that's it. And by the way, if you want me to keep you updated with these methods, all the stuff I'm testing around it, just respond with the word yes. It lets me know to make more videos like this. One last thing, I'll leave a link to our free Discord server so that you can join and ask questions, stay updated. It's a good place to be. So that's it. Thanks for stopping by. Until next time, happy money making. We'll see you. Bye.